Government sends letter to US to waive sanctions on RAB officials, says Foreign Minister. Government working in way for country's transition from LDC status to developing country, says PM. Government using law enforcers to resist BNP's movement, says Fokru. Assalamu alaikum. This is Chaudhry Sama welcoming you all to Evening News. You have just the headlines. Now let's move on to the details. Bangladesh Foreign Minister A.K. Abdul Momen has written a long letter to his United States counterpart Antony J. Blinken on a number of issues, including a call to waive sanctions on Rapid Action Battalion, its current and former senior officials. This is vitally important that we begin to work on a priority basis to find ways and means to waive sanctions, Momen wrote in his letter sent on December 24. Referring the candid discussions that took place with U.S. Secretary of State Blinken, Momen said that the telephone conversation gave Bangladesh the hope that the issue would be resolved quickly with due seriousness. Momen updated the U.S. Secretary of State, sharing Bangladesh's position on democracy, freedom of speech and human rights, minority and labor rights issues in his letter.
Secretary of State আমাকে ফোন করেন এবং we speak to each other. আমাদের আলাপটা খুব পজিটিভ হয়েছে। আমরা আলাপের পরে আমরা চিঠি লিখে ফেলেছি। এখন তো ছুটি কাটাচ্ছে ওরা, ক্রিসমাসের ছুটির পরে হয়তো কি হবে। আমরা বলছি যে ছুটির সময় না হয় তোমরা সামনে গিয়ে দিয়ে আসিও পারলে, সো দ্যাট একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট সিরিয়াসনেস। কবে চিঠিটা দেওয়া হয়েছিল? এর মধ্যে পাঠানো হয়েছে।
Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina today said that the government is working on a national smooth transition strategy aimed at Bangladesh's transition from the least developed country LDC status to that of a developing country. The Prime Minister clearly said to ensure smooth graduation to a developing country, directives have to be incorporated in the strategy to face future challenges. She said this while addressing an official celebration program marking the graduation of Bangladesh from LDC to developing country. The program was held at Bangabandhu International Conference Center while the Prime Minister joined from her official residence, Ganobhavan, virtually. SAF under-19 women's football champions came on the stage while their captain spoke on behalf of them. Later, the Prime Minister enjoyed a cultural program.
কৃতজ্ঞতা জানাই বৃদ্ধি পাচ্ছে কিন্তু জমি সীমিত তাই চলার পথ যত কণ্টকাকীর্ণ হোক, যত রক্তক্ষরণ হোক, সব পদদলিত করে বাংলাদেশের জনগণের ভাগ্য পরিবর্তনে এগিয়ে যাব, এটাই হচ্ছে আমার প্রতিজ্ঞা।
BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir today said the government is using the law enforcement agencies to resist the anti-government movement waged by BNP across the country. He said this while addressing a press conference in Dhaka today.
সমাবেশগুলোতে জনগণের যে স্বতঃস্ফূর্ত অংশগ্রহণ, এটাতে উদ্বিগ্ন হয়ে আওয়ামী লীগের কর্মী, নেতা এবং সরকারের আইন শৃঙ্খলা রক্ষাকারী বাহিনী বিভিন্ন পদ্ধতিতে কখনো আপনার স্লো করে দেওয়া, কখনো আইন শৃঙ্খলা রক্ষা বাহিনীর আক্রমণ সরাসরি, কখনো আওয়ামী লীগের নেতাকর্মীদের দিয়ে আক্রমণ, এই করে তারা এই আন্দোলনকে দমন করার চেষ্টা করেছে। এই কর্মসূচিগুলোর মধ্য দিয়ে এটা প্রমাণিত হয়েছে যে এই দেশের জনগণ আর একবারই চায় না যে এই সরকার, অনির্বাচিত সরকার, তারা ক্ষমতায় থাকুক।
Terming corruption cancer, newly appointed Bangladesh Chief Justice Hassan Foyt Siddiqui on Sunday said that he would not compromise on this. He said they would take actions right away if they learn about the corruption of any employees of the judiciary. The Chief Justice said this while addressing a felicitation accorded by the Attorney General's Office and the Supreme Court Bar Association at his courtroom at the Supreme Court. It would not be accepted if the right of getting justice of the commoners gets hampered because of any evil force, the Chief Justice added. Now international. A large fire is raging at the Houses of Parliament in the South African city of Cape Town. Video footage shows a plume of black smoke filling the sky with huge flames coming out from the roof of the building. Dozens of firefighters are at the site battling the blaze. It is not yet clear what caused the fire. It comes hours after Archbishop Desmond Tutu's state funeral at St. George's Cathedral near Parliament. Officials said the fire started on the third floor offices and quickly spread to the National Assembly, the Parliament's lower house chamber. No injuries have been reported and there is no indication of what may have started it, BBC reports. Fire and Rescue Service officials said it could take another 4 hours to put the fire out completely because of the carpets and wooden floors in the building. Now sports. An unbeaten 70 by Mahmudul Hassan Joy, backed by 64 from Najmul Hossain Shanto, put Bangladesh in a strong position at stumps on day 2 of the first test against New Zealand at Mount Maunganui on Sunday. The tourists were 175 for 2 at the close of play, trailing New Zealand by 153 with 8 wickets in hand and the pitch playing true. It was only the third innings in the test for the 21-year-old Joy, who was dismissed for 6 in his one previous outing against Pakistan last month. But he played with plenty of maturity on a day that belonged to the tourist, facing 211 deliveries for his unbeaten 70. With him at stumps was captain Mominul Haq on 8. New Zealand resumed in the morning at 258 for 5 and were all out for 328. The lowest score on a home wicket in 9 tests against Bangladesh. Bangladesh then enjoyed ideal battling conditions as they made a solid reply.
Swing and they will run away for...
Catch it! Got it! Neil Wagner!
Oh, he's given himself a little bit of room and carve.
Before ending, let's have a look on the headlines once again. Government sends letter to US to waive sanctions on RAB officials, says Foreign Minister. Government working in way for country's transition from LDC status to developing country, says PM. Government using law enforcement to resist BNP's movement, says Fakul. And that's all from the newsrooms for now. To know updates, videos of this bulletin, visit our website www.ntvbd.com. Besides, visit our YouTube and verified Facebook page for updates over NTV's all popular programs and bulletins. Our next bulletin, Shunda Khabor, will be aired in Bangla at 7:30 p.m. Thank you for being with us. Have a good time.